We'll try not to like too much talk over each other, but again, we are girls and we
Agree
are
to disagree.
And I was like, okay,
Moving on.
well, the makeup bottle.
Not little.
It's like a cracked out
right.
T-bird, some grease.
Yeah. I can
You
see
know,
that.
she's got that black hair.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Chick Chat here on the Mesh. It is summer, hot summer. It is June, wrapping it up. I can't believe it's almost July, actually. I mean, good gracious, the month just got away from me, which I feel like it happens every month. I apologize. However, Jeanette is here. We have worked out a time to get together and chat. How you doing, Jeanette?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing good.
Yes.
So, what is the weather like in North Carolina?
It is hot, but
Yeah.
it goes between hot and extremely muggy and rainy. So you never know.
Ah, yes, keeps you on your toes.
So your air conditioner is either running 24 hours a day or it's your windows are open and you're taking in some fresh air. But it's been really hot.
Yeah. Well, so as you know, I'm in Washington State, and we have officially recorded the hottest temperature ever recorded. Like not just this summer or this year or whatever. Like literally the hottest temperature that it has ever reached. I'm in Washington State, but I live on the border of Oregon, so I'm right beside Portland. And so if I'm saying Portland temperatures, it's the same thing as here. But Portland temperatures recorded the highest temperature ever yesterday. So that's been awesome.
What was that? What was the temperature?
Well, 112 was the what it said was the highest one that was recorded. I guess maybe they do it like the airport or whatever the weather people have as their official recording place, right? So my thermometer got to 118. So I don't, I'm thinking it's around in the middle of that somewhere, 115 or whatever. So this started on Saturday. And Saturday was in the hundreds, like maybe 108, 109. And then Sunday was the 112 recorded. And today is supposed to be around 115. So
It's crazy. This is Texas weather.
I'll just be honest. Like, I'm a Southerner living out here. Locals are freaking out. Locals are flipping out because this doesn't happen. This is not the norm. And so people are freaking out. I got to experience how the locals reacted to it on Saturday because it was my daughter's 14th birthday. And all she's been wanting for months now was just to have a good old-fashioned cookout for her birthday.
And 112 degree weather.
Well, it was pre-planned before we knew the gates of hell were going to open up on this weekend. So, we kept trying to be super positive. She was already like watching the Weather Channel like on repeat obsessively, building up to it. And like every 30 minutes, she would give us an update. Like, it's going to be 112 on my birthday. And we're trying to stay positive because we got, people coming over. Like, She wanted to have a home run derby in our cul-de-sac. She wanted to like have games in the yard, like cornhole and ladder golf and all this different stuff, which we were completely prepared to do. So we just kind of grin and bear it and told everybody wear their comfy clothes. We actually were lucky. We put up a couple of pop-up tents in our driveway. We opened up the garage, which never sees sun come in. Like the sun doesn't reflect in there at all. So it actually, it's obviously still hot. It's a garage, but it at least was completely shaded and stuff. And We put out some games in the yard, put some under the tents, and then we had some misters going under the tent. Like you hooked them up to the hose and they were spritzing around a little bit. We had coolers full of water and other drinks available. We had about 150 water balloons prepared, and we pulled out our summer fun bucket of water guns as well. And so it just turned into a pretty like hot, sweaty / soaked party. Like we all just said, whatever, we don't care. We're just gonna do what we got to do. We came inside to eat. You know, it was all, I mean, everybody came in. The girls went downstairs at one point and I think they did like some video game or something. You know, the basement we have is super cold. So that worked out well. But we did enjoy a cookout in 112 degree weather, which I could say is a first for me. But the locals that came, some of our friends, neighbors, people, adults were coming over and they were like, oh man, I think it's a little humid too. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, I'm sorry, but this is not humidity. Like, I'm from the armpit of the South. Like, I know that this is not humidity. 112 is 112. No matter how you spin it, like it's just hot.
It's just too hot.
It's just hot. Yeah. So it's been interesting. So yesterday we did some relaxing indoors. Everyone got their body temperatures back down to normal. Like it is blazing hot outside. I mean,
sunscreen and air conditioner repairmen are like, yes.
Yes, they are.
And the sunscreen people are like, we can't keep it in stock.
Well, you know what's funny is, I mean, not funny, obviously, but like 50% of homes out here don't have air conditioning.
Oh,
like
they don't have central air?
Oh, I mean, no, we don't need it. Like, gets a little warm, you open up your windows. Okay. Mm-hmm. We have air conditioning because, again, my body, when I moved out here, still said, you're from the South, right? So when I came out and started looking at homes a couple years ago, our real estate agent was like, so what are some things you need in the house? You know, and I went through the normal list of stuff I liked. And he was like, okay, so you don't really care about air conditioning that much? And I'm like, whoa. What?
I didn't know how to put that on the list.
This is an option? What? I don't understand. Yes, I want air conditioning. What do you mean? And he was like, oh, okay. You know, like that changed his whole listing options.
You're gonna have to come back because I don't have any of those.
It was funny. So yeah, I mean, so we have a coffee chain out here called Dutch Bros. And when you drive through the Dutch Brothers, thing, they're famous. Well, every coffee place out here, it's really bizarre. They all are really chatty with you. So when you drive through the coffee stands, they want to have these little conversations while your coffee's going. You know, what you doing today? What's your kid's name? Like, you know, wow, where you guys from? Where'd you get your car? Stuff like that. And for the past week, every time I drive through, they're always like, ooh, do you have air conditioning? And I'm like, yeah, we do. They're like,
fancy, Mary Margaret.
I know. People are like, oh, you're so lucky. And I'm like, oh, I know. But yeah, like there's like 3 people in our cul-de-sac here that don't have air conditioning. Crazy. It's bizarre. I'm like, what do you guys, how do you sleep at night?
How do you function? I mean, how do you like get out of the hot shower and just be like,
exactly. That's exactly it. How do you get out of a shower anytime other than like December and January? Like, right. I don't get it. And so, so people are dealing with that here. Like they don't have air conditioning. It's 188 degrees or something. And it's bizarre. So we're all going through a little weird phase here. Everybody's a little off kilter. Restaurants have shut down.
What?
Like, no. Like
because the ovens.
Everything because of their staff, like working in the kitchens and stuff. Yeah. So restaurants are posting online things like, we're closed. Like y'all figure it out. We'll be back on Tuesday. You know, Tuesday is when the So we're recording this on a Monday right now. Tuesday is when the cold front's supposed to come in. We're supposed to get down to about 98 or so.
Mm.
Yes. And then Wednesday's like high of like 88, which I clearly will be wearing a sweatshirt. And then stays like in the high 80s or so for another week, whatever. But yeah, restaurants are closing down. Coffee shops are like stopping at like 12 o'clock because of the drive-throughs. They're like, we're not opening up our windows like constantly and stuff. So it's crazy. I mean, it's like the heat pandemic or something. We're all closed down.
So does your daughter play summer ball?
Yes.
Have they kept the games going?
No,
my daughter plays outside she plays soccer, so we're outside for hours.
Yeah.
She has a game tonight, but I'm sitting here thinking, oh my. And we are actually leaving for Florida this week for more soccer. And I'm like, ooh, who thought it would be a great idea?
Let's go to Florida.
Have a week-long tournament in Florida. I mean, it's a vacation destination, so the prices of the hotels are just like through the roof.
Summertime in Florida.
But it's summertime in Florida. It's hot. It's humid. It's just beautiful. I mean, I love Florida. And we're going to the Gulf Coast side in the Sarasota area. So
nice.
Beaches, but
that's my favorite
I'm still like
the Gulf Coast side.
Right. Yeah, mine too. We've been, I've got my cool towels for her.
Yes.
We're flying down, so I can't take the tent. But I'm like, look, you stay hydrated. You've got to do this. I'm like, we're going to make it through. We're going to push through this.
But yeah, power through. I mean, and the kids obviously a lot more resilient to it, you keep them hydrated and that's all you can do. But like with the birthday party, my daughter had a lot of girls from her softball team coming to the party. And, they were like hot, but they were kind of like, this is what we all do together anyway. Like, oh, you wanted to have a home run derby in the cul-de-sac with wiffle balls? Sign us up, so they all just came and we threw water balloons at them and stuff while they were doing it. And I mean, it was it's some of the parents that were there. It was funny. They stuck around, hung out, and, we're all just drenched with sweat, but we're standing in front of these misters. And so you're kind of damp from the misters too and stuff, and water guns, people squirting at each other. So we're in the line of fire a lot. And I was thinking, some of these softball parents, they have no idea what I look like on a normal day, because I either see them at a game where I'm wearing like a baseball hat, I'm sweaty, or I'm, it's like post day. So it's the end of the day I'm doing things with them, and then, or it's raining, and out here, they don't care if it's raining, I mean, back in North Carolina, when we played softball, you had to stop when the rain came because there usually was a thunderstorm with it. Well, we don't have thunderstorms here. Don't have that stuff. Yeah, I mean, they're like, oh, it's raining. Play ball. It's like,
well, we can play in the rain, but we can't play in thunder or lightning.
Yeah, well, we just don't have that happen here. So
it didn't happen there.
Yeah, so that's all new to me too. But
they still keep on with the games in 112-degree weather.
They canceled our practices. Yeah, the coaches did cancel the practices for one of my girls had a practice on Saturday that was canceled. One had one on tonight that was canceled. There is a scrimmage scheduled for tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. But I think they were kind of using the triple digit thing as I think they feel like they would be taking more water breaks than time of practice anyway. So they were like, it wouldn't be productive anyway. So let's just do this. Everybody stay home and drink water. But we'll see. So that is, it has been, I mean, it's funny. Like I said, like places shutting down and stuff because of the heat, and coolers are sold out places. And I don't know if I'm sure there's like lines for like window units or something, right? For people that don't have
who didn't think ahead.
Well, who knew? Who knew that you would be knocking on the gates of hell one day and need this? It's hot. It's just stagnant hot, And so, of course, this is the week before the 4th of July. we're not expected to get any rain through that, at least for the next week. So, hopefully the people are responsible with the 4th of July fireworks, because it's going to be dry and hot and dry. And so I don't need dumb people out there doing things, but I'm sure it'll happen somewhere. So
stay cool.
I know, man.
Crazy.
You too. Well, especially when you head to Florida, that humidity will hit you hard. I know it.
Yeah.
But good luck to her.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. All right. We got a couple things to touch on here. We're gonna bounce through some of these things. Clearly, the most important is that we do need to officially announce the Chick Chat announcement, birth of Lilibet Mountbatten Windsor.
Yes.
Jeanette, I know you texted me right after the announcement was made because you were ecstatic with their choice of names.
It's a beautiful name. I love Lilibet Diana. I think it's gorgeous.
Yes. And they'll probably call her Lily, they said. You know. So, but officially Lilibet Diana, Lilibet being the nickname that the Queen has. I've known that from like The Crown and from just our obsession of things, but for other people that really didn't know maybe that was her nickname, it was a family name, or a family nickname that she's had since she was little, but really the people that used it famously was Prince Philip.
Right.
And I know that during Prince Philip's funeral, a lot of people became aware of this because she had signed her card to him on his casket from Lilibet. And, that's super cute to me. Super sweet. I honestly, I think you and I have been saying all along that somebody's going to use Diana in one of these names. Somebody's going to use it. Now,
Charlotte has it.
I was about to say, she's got it like third in line or something, right?
Yeah,
like she's
Charlotte
got it.
Elizabeth Diana or something.
Yes. But Lilibet threw me for a loop. Like, I was pleasantly surprised by that. Yeah. So she was born June 4th.
I didn't know what they were going to do, but I love it. I love the name.
Agreed. And, after all the drama that has been going on that we've discussed at length and whatnot, but it was nice to see there was still that connection back to Harry's roots, if you will, with that. So she was born June 4th in Santa Barbara. Obviously, now that Harry and Meghan live in California, she does have dual citizenship. She's the highest ranked individual to be born overseas, basically, from the line. So it's still obviously unlikely she won't have a title because of just everything, right? Like, we've gone into that. But we know that Harry has an engagement coming up overseas for the reveal of the Diana statue. That's correct. Memorial
it's coming up in July sometime.
Yeah. So it's happening soon. And I have seen reports that Charles and Harry are still not doing well and that there are no official scheduled events for them to see each other during his visit overseas. So I'm glad Harry's going to be there. I hope that he and Will can make a nice showing for everybody. It's going to be, it will be interesting, I think, for the first visit back.
And I heard Meghan is going. I don't know if she's going to this, or there was some talk of them taking the children to meet the Queen somewhere around her, I don't know if it's a Jubilee or whatever, her yearly thing that she has. So I've read somewhere around there that the Queen will get to meet Lilibet and all of that. And all the chatter, I've tried to ignore all the chatter around the name and was permission given or not, because to me, I know what's coming out of the royal household, but I honestly don't think you give someone that name and not put it in a bug in their ear at first and say, hey, grandmother, here's what we're thinking. Would you be okay with it? Not, oh, by the way, we named her after you. Deal with it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, Queen. We out. We in America now. We do what we like.
Hope you like the name. Yeah. We'll send you a birth announcement, right? A magnet for your fridge or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I heard that there was discussion beforehand and approval given and whatnot. Not that I think Harry and Meghan feel like they have to have it, but still, I think they did, which would be good.
Yeah, and I think realizing the importance of who she is and how people would react, I do think they ran it by her first. I don't think that was something where
right.
And I don't think they wanted to give her the name Elizabeth Diana because, again, Charlotte's name is Charlotte Elizabeth Diana. So they didn't want to copy the name, but still honor both women.
Yes, yes.
So,
well,
I think it's beautiful.
I like it too. When do you think we will see the first pictures of Lily?
I don't think it will be until after the Queen has met her or the royal family has met her. I don't think they want the first time they see her to be in tabloids or People magazine. I mean, I would hope. I mean, that's that's what I would do. I'm not going to let my family, the public, see my child before my family does.
So what do you think when that time comes? Let's hypothetically say that the baby has met the Queen, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think there's going to just be some photos leaked or maybe like a photo, you know how they did like their pregnancy photos, they have a photographer friend that posted it essentially on Instagram, you know, or do you think there's going to be like a People magazine spread, which obviously People are famous for? You know, how do you think this is going to happen?
To be honest, I don't think there's going to be anything formal. I think it's going to be, if there's a picture, it's going to be a leaked picture or a paparazzi picture because we still haven't really seen Archie. Every time we see Archie, it's just like a glimpse of his face or there's a picture, a thing over it. And I think that's because they're still protected because they know not only the English paparazzi, but the American paparazzi too. I mean, they just don't want people to know what their children look like. They want to give them some sort of anonymity, I think. And I don't know. I don't know. Or they to at least be able to control their image. I think it would be something that would be released on their website, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe around Christmas time, a family Christmas picture.
That's more what I was thinking. I think it's going to be like, hey, we're not making a big to-do. Like, we're not going to do a 10-page spread in People, but we're just going to quietly put up a post on our Instagram page or on our website that is like our family photo or, like you said, a Christmas card or something.
Yeah.
And we're not going to make a big deal out of it. It's not going to be like, here's Lily. It's going to be more like, here's all of us hanging out or doing something.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And I honestly think that's the way they should do it. But that's my opinion. So, we'll see.
I think they've had enough of people blaming them and thinking that they're trying to be in the spotlight and making judgments about them, that they're just like, you know what, we can't win for losing, so we're just going to do it our way and you like it or you don't.
Yeah. Well, I think that that's how they would think about it anyway. You know, even without all the drama behind stuff, I think they're the type that are just like, we're not going to do an official announcement or something. You know, it's.
Or I can see it be like not a family photo, but when they take the children to the Queen, I could see an updated photo of the Queen with all her great grandchildren, and Archie and Lilibet happen to be in it. I could see something like that too. I could see that where it's to me, it's almost like the Queen. It's almost like another olive branch. The Queen has accepted this. The Queen is part of this. See, they are part of my family. I could see something like that too.
No, you know what I picture happening though? So here's what I think is going to happen. They're going to have Archie and Lily in the UK to meet the Queen. The Queen's going to say, look, these are my updated, you know, I've got an updated roster basically now, right? I need to have a new photo. So I want myself with all the grandkids. So everybody comes in, they're all there. I almost think it might be more just for the Queen, like they're not going to release that photo publicly. It might be one, where it's just for her and for the families, right? But you know how whenever your kid has a sports team photo made and you don't want to pay for the sports photo price, you stand over behind the photographer and you've got like a side angle of the team? I bet like Megan is on the side taking photos on her iPhone. And so we see a side version of the photo. Like, look what went down at the palace, that.
Yeah.
But yet she doesn't have to pay for the 8x10. So
yeah.
that's where I think
something more family driven. It'll either be the Queen or it'll be some royal picture or it'll be on their Archwell website.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas or whatever.
Yeah. Well, hopefully soon enough, we will get a little glimpse of something. I'd like to see a little something. I want to know if she's going to have red hair. I want to see it's a little girl. I'd love to see Harry with a little girl. That would be sweet, cute. Right? So anyway, moving on. There is another big event happening in July that I'm super stoked about. Not just the royal happenings, but the Olympics are happening. It's happening. It's really happening this time. This was supposed to be 2020 Olympics. Then it got all COVID-y and gross out there. So then it's now the 2021 Olympics, supposed to be 2020. A lot of marketing money wasted, I bet, down the train. But can you imagine all the merch? They're like, I got 2020 Olympic stuff on sale, 65% off. But so starting July 23rd, the Olympics officially kick off. I'm excited. I like the Olympics no matter what. Sometimes I kind of feel like I'm maybe a more winter Olympics fan, but of course, I love the snow events. I love that stuff, but I do love the Summer Olympics too. I like the Olympics overall. I think it's such a go team environment for the whole country, and the whole world. I don't know. I guess I get emotional watching it a lot of times. I mean, these people are working so hard for their dreams, and I love the little backstories that you hear about. This is a 6th grade teacher that's competing in track and field or something, right?
Right. Fosters 20 dogs and 5 children.
Yes. She's a stay-at-home mom that does this or what. I love those stories. That's amazing stuff. And so I get very excited about Olympics time. And my husband does not, oddly enough, to be the sporty, competitive person that he is. He doesn't, but I sneak and watch it an awful lot. So that's happening. And I did hear some really interesting news that just broke about the Olympics that I just find humorous. But Kim Kardashian and her undergarments line, which is called Skims, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are now officially tapped to serve as Team USA's official provider of undergarments and pajamas for the 21 Tokyo Olympics, as well as the Paralympics. So Kim's underwear is the official underwear of the Olympics.
I did not even know that we had such a thing. I mean, I knew somebody made their tracksuits or whatever that the whole team wears in the opening ceremony.
Yeah, it's like they have Tommy Hilfiger every year or something like that or whatever, really? Right? Huh. But Kim Kardashian's underwear line. I don't know. I don't know which is funnier. One, that there is an actual official underwear of the Olympics, or that it's Skims. Right? I don't know.
Yeah.
But bravo for Kim.
Yeah.
I don't know. There are some posts. Yeah, if you go to Kim's Instagram or Twitter pages and stuff, there are some posts of the Olympic team members posing in the Skims gear. I don't have much else to say about that. You know what's funny to me is that there's an official undergarments of the U.S. team. But did you know that in the original Olympics, like when they started in Greece, ages and ages ago, right? That the people competed nude?
No, but now I'm picturing.
Which sport came to your mind? Please tell me, because I'll tell you mine that I think of every single time.
Swimming at first, but then.
Okay, but see, that might sound reasonable. That sounds almost fun to me.
Then I started thinking about track and field.
Me too. I think of discus and shot put. I read this fact. Okay, so I've pulled up some fun facts about the Olympics just in case you didn't know them. So, like, the first Olympic Games took place in the 8th century in Olympia, Greece. We all kind of know that it started from there. Now that's where the torch comes from and all that stuff, right? But the original, like the modern Olympics, what we now refer to as the Olympics, were first held in 1896 in Greece. Okay.
But that's not when they competed nude.
Well, in ancient Greece.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't worry about sponsorships or official undergarments because that's when they competed completely naked. Shot put. Picture it. The games typically lasted 5 or 6 months. Yeah. And women were first allowed to compete in 1900. So pre-voting and things like that, they were allowed. And I know not even then, like, were people allowed to run in like the Boston Marathon and stuff, right? Like, so 1900, I mean, seems pretty progressive, I guess, for that, right? Let's see. During the 2012 Olympics in London, Olympic Village, which we've all heard stories about Olympic Village, right?
Yes.
It's a hotbed of activity.
Yes.
For all these people. So I've heard numbers of various other products that I won't go into, but fun fact is that they required 165,000 towels for the 2 weeks of activity. 165,000 towels on laundry duty for Olympics, but you get hot and sweaty doing shot put naked. In the 1920s, Tarzan competed.
What?
The man that played Tarzan in 12 movies, Johnny Weissmuller, he competed in swimming and he won 5 gold medals.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I knew Tarzan was a good swimmer, but wow.
Right? I mean, makes total sense.
That's crazy. Now,
from 1912 to 1948. 1948. Technically not that long ago, right? I mean,
right.
Part of the Olympics were artists. So they had painters, sculptors, architects, writers, and musicians all competed for medals in respective fields.
How do you compete in architecture?
I don't know, but I'm hoping that maybe one day the podcasting will have a chance to come back into the Olympics.
Give the Olympians.
That would be amazing. Team Chick Chat. And
oh my gosh.
And you bet your bottom dollars that I want some Skims at that point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need.
I want everything everybody else is getting. We get it.
I want an official undergarment. Let's see. Okay, this was interesting. In 1936 in Berlin Games, 2 Japanese pole vaulters tied for second place. And they decided that instead of competing again, they cut the silver medal and the bronze medal in half and then fused the two together. So they each have 1/2 silver and 1/2 bronze.
I did see that popped up, I think, on my Facebook. I must have looked at a couple of Olympic articles because that random fact came up.
Because you're
And I
getting
was like,
the
oh,
new
that's kind of nice.
I like that. I think that could
It's the spirit
happen.
of the Olympic Games, right?
Exactly. One of the many reasons that I love the Olympics. The Olympic torch, the official one, has been taken to space several times. Unlit, of course, but the torch itself has been to space. And since the torch and the Olympic flame are supposed to burn during the whole event, if it goes out, it can only be reignited with a backup flame that has also been lit in grease. So I feel like there's like a chain of backup flames waiting. Because I don't know what Tokyo weather's like, but who knows what's going to happen.
It has to be summertime, though, right?
Has to be Summer Olympics.
Yeah.
So hopefully no thunderstorms there, right?
Who knows?
So the following sports are, sadly, in my opinion, not part of the Olympics anymore. Tug of war, rope climbing, hot air ballooning,
Huh?
Tandem bicycling, the swimming obstacle race, sounds fun, and plunge for distance. Also, dueling pistols.
That one sounds like it's a good idea.
Which
To
I'm not,
have that in there.
I don't understand that. It seems like there can only be one winner.
We only have one.
Who gets the silver medal?
It's gold or nothing. We only have one medal for this event. Good luck to you all.
It's just
I'm in Hamilton. I know what happens in
it's only got the little podium and it's just like just one pedestal.
with your two pistols up in the air. Got him.
Bang, 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 bang. Oh man. I mean,
how do you have a team? It's like every person on the team is the last man standing in their country.
No kidding. Like, can you imagine signups like for that, like trials and stuff? People being like, no, thank you.
I'll do archery or something.
Here, like Germany is like the only one standing, right? Like Germany's like, we'll play. We will play.
Go ahead. All you.
I play
every year.
Now, luckily, in the 1900 Olympics in Paris, they did have live pigeon shooting as an event, but they stopped it after that year. So
probably a good idea. Probably a good idea. Do the clay thing. I will say, now that I think about it, I would probably really enjoy watching the tug of war and the rope climbing.
Yeah,
I would really like that.
Tug of war kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's a team event.
I get that.
Yeah. But I would like the rope climbing too. It's just like climbing a rope, right?
I mean, like Presidential Medal of Fitness that you had to get in elementary school, right?
I never reached the top.
Me neither. Never rang that bell.
But so I would actually watch that.
Yeah. So I mean, I mean, I'm sad about some of those. Some of them.
I don't know that I watch architecture. I would watch rope climbing.
I'm also not really sure about hot air ballooning. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't. You just hope that you fly.
Do you get up and then you have to get down at a certain point? Is it distance measured or time? I don't get it.
Who lights their flame the fastest? Things that could happen and too many rules.
Maybe it's just whose balloon goes up the fastest and then back down, like deflates or something. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know.
Sounds like a lot of
remote control, or are you actually in the hot air balloon?
Sounds like a lot of room for cheating.
Yeah, a lot of room for cheating.
Yeah.
Can I take a picnic basket and snack on the way? Because I don't know where we're going.
Yeah.
Distant.
That's
We have
right.
to go across the ocean and come back. And
Does
we
someone,
start on the day the Olympics start and we'll return. The end of the race is the day the Olympics end.
that could be awesome. And maybe it's like, maybe it tallies up how many people get engaged on the balloon ride. Like,
Right. We make stops in certain states and whoever comes.
yes. Okay, so last fact is I knew that the rings, the 5 rings are for like the continents or whatever, 5 inhabited continents. I knew that. But the colors of the rings and the background were chosen because every nation's flag contains at least one of those colors. Blue, yellow, black, red, green, and then the white background.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So,
that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I could go for some like hot pink and purple or something in there every once in a while, but clearly that didn't make the cut. But so yeah, very excited about the Olympics. Think it's going to be super fun. I think it's kind of needed right now. Like, let's get some normalcy back of some of these things that people look forward to for a long time, right? And people have been training and working and doing all this. And I love sitting at home and being the couch cheerleader. So go Team USA. All right. My last little note and fact here that I need to have a moment with. I need to know if you are Team Free Britney or not.
Oh, yeah. Team Free Britney.
Okay, so last week, a lot of Schmiff came out.
I feel very bad for her.
We have found out a good bit more about the conservatorship that Britney is under. It was kind of, honestly, I mean, it was upsetting. It was sad. It was a little like, wow, really? So basically Britney Spears has been under the conservatorship of her dad, Jamie Spears, since 2008. Okay. In all fairness, she needed it then. Okay.
This was right after her breakdown. Right?
She'd had her breakdown.
She shaved her head.
Yes. She was riding with the infant on her lap while driving the car. Yeah. You know, those things. Mm-hmm. She needed some reining in. I get that. And at that time, you know, we all have always known of her family because her family's been very present. If you grew up with Britney in your age range, right, which you and I did.
Yeah.
It
was always her family.
Right. We all knew her family.
We know her sister. We know, yeah.
That's right. So Jamie has always been pretty present in that. But as of last week, June 23rd, Britney has actually spoken in a courtroom hearing. It was virtual, but still a courtroom hearing officially, making a statement about trying to get out of the conservatorship. Because I don't know. So do you follow Britney on anything?
I might, because her stuff keeps popping up on like Instagram. My daughter had it at one point, so she probably did it.
Yes. So on Instagram I didn't used to follow her, but I started probably within the last year just because of all the Free Britney stuff. I was kind of curious what was going on. You know, she would have these videos pop up randomly on Instagram, and she just seemed bizarre, right? It just seemed strange.
Yeah.
She would talk in this little voice like this and say, oh, I'm doing this and I'm great. And then watch me dance and twirl and this and that. And nothing made sense. And so I was always like, man, somebody take that phone away from her. You know, like, come on.
Yeah.
But turns out, among many other things, they have had control over her medications. In which they were having her take lithium, which lithium's extreme. Like that's extreme stuff, you know, as well as many other medications that they claim she needs. And also, they forced her to have an IUD.
That was the strangest thing that I think.
That's horrifying to me. Like, it's so sad. You know, Brittany appeared. Okay, so a few years back, I can think it was like 2013 or something, Jamie Spears ran into some legal trouble. And so he was actually, another person was named as the head of the conservatorship. And so this other person, I can't remember her name, but she's been in charge of it. Turns out she's worse than Jamie on it. Yeah, I mean, you know, the conservatorship gives legal right over your estate and your health and your business dealings. And then hers noted that it also restricted who can see and who can and can't see her. So, you know, they had it in like California only, and then they extended the conservatorship to other states because, as we know, Brittany went and did the residency in Vegas. And it's been like one of the most successful residencies they've had or something.
But she didn't want to do it, did she?
She was forced to do it. As this is what we've learned now. You know, we've learned that she didn't want to do it. She didn't want to tour, but they basically made her. But she is essentially drugged up the whole time, right? When she has been able to back off any of the medication and stuff, you know, she spoke on her testimony the other day, and I listened to some of the audio. And when I started listening to the audio, I was blown away at how articulate and clear and adult she sounded. I was like, this is not the girl that you see posting these silly videos on Instagram that have made people question these things for so long. And, you know, she was allowed to not be taking any of this medication before she had her testimony. And I'm sitting there going, gosh, like all of this just starts to make sense when you, it's just crazy to me. You know, she talked about, she wants to get married and have more kids. She's not allowed to do that because of this conservatorship. She's 39 years old. She can, go on tour, do a residency, basically employ all the performers with her, all the crew, everything else, pays their wages, yet she's not allowed to make any decisions herself. She's shown video of her teaching and coaching and doing the work, but yet she can't make any of the decisions herself.
She had to perform when she was sick, right? Didn't she have a fever at one point? Okay.
Yeah, they made her do these things and stuff. And she's saying, look, if allowed, I can take care of myself. You know, I take care of all these other people with paying them because of the job I'm doing. Let me do this on my own. I want to have a family. She has 2 children already, but like she wants more kids. She wants to get married.
Or at least be able to hire her own people. To me, the saddest part of this to me sounds like so controlling. And I've heard of people having conservatorship over people before. And really, it's more of you don't control their life, but yes, you help them make sure their bills are paid, make sure all these
business
things are
advisor.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, what it sounds like, and I hope it's not true because I don't know any of the players involved in this, it sounds like what I hope is not true at the end of this, if she's given control of her life back, I hope she still has money. Because to me, what it sounds like is she's being used to make money that is enriching other people's lives. Yes, she has a house. I hope the house is in her name. I don't have a good feeling about that. I don't think it's her house.
It's been since 2008.
Right. Like, I think all these people are making her make them money. And when we come back to it, the reason this is all happening is because people are enriching themselves. And Brittany is broke.
Yeah. Well, we've had past sealed court records that have come out now that have been leaked and saying that Brittany has tried to get out of the conservatorship many times. She was pretty famous for telling everybody, like, quit worrying about me during the whole Free Britney movement. Quit worrying about, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And then comes out in this court testimony and she's like, I lied. I'm not fine. I cry every day. I'm a prisoner, in this. And I can't function normally because I'm not allowed to.
And I think the little girl voice and everything is those people surrounding her saying, you have to still be the 15-year-old Britney you are. Nobody wants an adult Britney. You're not Madonna. You have to continue to portray yourself as this teenage pinup girl. You're still this Disney princess. And she's like 40 years old. I've grown up. Let me at least, even if she wants to make that, Madonna hasn't veered too far away from the music she makes. Yes, she evolves, but there's nothing saying that Britney's career would have been over when she was 19 years old, just because she grew up and had kids. And I honestly think that's where it started, is someone said, she's married, she broke up with Justin. I don't think any of this is over Justin. I don't think she broke down over a boy. Something, but, they didn't like her choice of who she married. They didn't like the fact that she was having children, because all of that says Britney's no longer a child. And the money was coming in. Her family had given up their life essentially to move with her and support her. And so, the houses and all that, forcing her to give up that marriage to that Jason Alexander guy. Maybe it was warranted. I don't know if she wanted to be married to him or not, but there's so much that have happened that you go back and say, look, when she was a teenager or 20s, she made mistakes, but don't we all? Like, if that's the case, we all should have conservatorships.
Right. Exactly.
We all didn't make great decisions as teenagers and 20-year-olds coming into, but that's how you learn. Like, And now my fear is that she doesn't know how to do any of that. And she really has to have somebody around her, if this ends, that she can trust, that is not going to take advantage of her, because I just feel like she's so vulnerable at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know if she knows how to write a check. I don't know if she knows how to pay bills. She needs someone around her to say, look, I'm going to be doing this for you, but I'm going to show you how this is done too. I will give you an accounting for everywhere your money is going. My job is to help you. My job is to not make money off of you. Yes, I'm going to be paid a salary, but let's talk about what that'll be.
Yeah.
And I just feel like she's just being taken advantage of. And I think it's unfortunate. It broke my heart when I heard her mention the IUD and wanting to have children. I thought, oh my gosh, she's 40 years old.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's been with the same guy for 8 years now, maybe?
Yeah.
He wants to get married. He wants to marry her, and she can't. She can't make adult decisions because there are other adults in her life who are just making them for her.
Yeah. I mean, she flat out said in her testimony, and I've got these quotes in front of me, quote, anything that happened to me had to be approved by my dad. I have never had a say in my schedule. Another quote is, I just want my life back. It's been 13 years and that's enough. She says, I was told that right now in the conservatorship, I'm not able to get married or have a baby. I have an IUD in myself right now so that I don't get pregnant. I wanted to take out the IUD and start trying for another baby, but this so-called team wouldn't let me go to the doctor or take it out because they don't want me to have children. I truly believe this conservatorship is abusive. Basically, the conservatorship is doing me way more harm than it is good. I deserve to have a life. I've worked my whole life, and I deserve to have the same rights as anybody.
I mean, she could have said it better than her.
I completely agree. I mean, like you said, if this is going to be it's Brittany, she's 40 years old. And at this point, if she's proven that she can do this stuff, let's let her out of it. My God, I don't want anybody to make mistakes on it, but maybe this is the time to do it because she's actually said, I'm ready,
and
she's recognizing it.
The other thing that breaks my heart is I don't know that this is keeping her from being any healthier. If anything, I think it's doing the opposite. And I fear that if it's not allowed to, if this is allowed to go on, a fear of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because there's only so much a person can take, especially when you're reaching your 40s. There's only so much someone can take before you're like, I want to drive a car. I want to go vacation. I want to move. I want to do this,
I know.
I'm not a child.
I want to remove the
device
from a body. Yes. Like, it's very upsetting. The whole thing is very still up in the air, unfortunately. We don't know what's going to happen yet. I can honestly say I am hashtag free Britney. I'm on that team. I am, I'm 41 years old. I'm not exactly like following Britney's music these days and stuff. However, it was part of my, very important time in my life where she was popular, right? Like, and so you can't help but be involved in it in some way. So Jeanette, if you agree, then we would like to say that Chick Chat is hashtag Team Free Britney.
We are full on Team Free Britney. Yes.
Excellent. Well, we are going to wrap it up now. Look at this. Hey, Alan, look, we're on Zoom. We're on Zoom now. Everybody, listener at home, we're on Zoom and we have a team member who has just joined in our recording. Alan, are you there? Alan, the host of Foot Candle Films on the Mesh.
Special guest.
Hey,
I'm here.
Hey,
Hi.
Alan, I'd like to know a little something.
Yes.
Are you Team Free Britney?
Brittany who?
Oh.
This is welcome to Chick Chat. We're discussing
Right.
Britney Spears.
We're discussing the important things here, Alan.
Is she? I mean, does what? I'm a little out of the loop on Britney Spears. What's up with her?
She's under her conservatorship, which has been in her life since 2008.
Right.
And she has recently testified that she wants out of the conservatorship because they have actually placed an IUD in her body, restricting her from having children.
Wow.
And have been giving her lithium and other drugs to help, quote, for her mental state, which she does not believe is the issue anymore. And
that's good.
She's in court.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all about free what'd you say? Free Britney.
Free Britney. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Count me in. I'm on the roster.
3.
Sure. Why not?
Right. Well, so can we officially, for the record, say that Foot Candle Films is Team Free Britney?
I need to confer with the board and other people before I can go on record with that. But me personally, I'm fine saying I'm on record.
Excellent. Well, you've heard it here first, guys.
There you go.
Great. All right. Well, thanks for chiming in on that,
Is there
Alan.
anything else I need? I'm going to go mute. Bye-bye.
Nope. Appreciate you.
Bye.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Chick Chat. That was perfect timing. Who knew Alan was just going to make an appearance like that? What lucky girls we are.
Crossover podcast. Look at that. We offer it all for you.
Hey, you know what? We actually do need to do another crossover with Foot Candle at some point. You remember when we did 50 Shades of Grey back in the day?
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yes. Leave it to us to pick the uncomfortable.
It was extremely uncomfortable, yet highly entertaining. People can go back and find that episode, if you want to find out what Foot Candle Films thought about the movie version of 50 Shades of Grey and hear Chick Chat discuss it with them. Go find that out over on anywhere that your podcasts are available.
A riveting take. Yes.
Yes. So now continuing on with, we're going to wrap up the show. Thanks, Jeanette, for chiming in today. We have a lot to look forward to in the next month or so.
We do.
Yeah. So
we're going to do a pre and post Olympics.
That's what I'm thinking. Pre-Olympics, then post-Olympics will actually be perfect timing for recapping what happens when Harry goes overseas. Yeah. So we will get that booked on the calendar. We'll try to see you guys mid-July so that we can do our predictions for some Olympic stuff. Jeanette, start researching who to follow. and who would look best in their Skims undergarments. All right.
I'm already thinking about that. So I'm
perfect. Perfect. All right, guys, you've been listening to Chick Chat here on the Mesh Network. We are all over the internet. You can find us at themesh.tv, or you can find us on social media, especially Instagram, for Chick Chat specific stuff. If you have questions or topics you'd like us to discuss, reach out at info@themesh.tv. Until next time, have a good time, Jeanette in Florida. Good luck to everyone. Stay cool.
Yes, thank you.
All right, guys, we'll catch you on the flip side.